Yo, so I came across this article in the Daily Mail. It's crazy. I mean, it's becoming wokeified. So, 007 fans blast woke Amazon for removing sexy Bond girls and even spy's gun from poster. It's madness. It is enough to make James Bond's legion of fans around the world splutter into their martinis, even if they had been carefully shaken, not stirred. For the new owners of the 007 Super Spy movie franchise have airbrushed two of his favorite things from their film posters, guns and girls. So it's not James Bond anymore, is it? That is the quintessential part of James Bond. The women, the sexual injury, the sexual names, or and the guns. You take those out, it's not James Bond. Why would you remove this from the posters? I mean, no, I'm gonna be honest here. I'm thinking maybe they're looking at maybe kids coming across it, because now we live in a day and age where I'm gonna be, I'm normally anti woke, but I'm gonna be on the side of Amazon, where I'm looking at the world we live in right now. That everything's very highly sexualized, and kids now have phones and they have Amazon on their phones, and they have internet on their phones. When I was growing up, I'm old. When I was growing up, yeah, I'm trying to make I'm trying to make an argument for them. When I was growing up, there wasn't internet. There wasn't so much going on. It was very simple. But James Bond was James Bond. That's all I need to say. The posters were there. They were very sexualized as they were, but I think something. I think they're trying to airbrush things too much right now these days. I was trying to fight for Amazon, say, oh, maybe they didn't want the kids to come across it on their phones when they're browsing for Amazon cartoons or something. But I'm looking at it and thinking, like, when I was out and about, I was seeing stuff like GoldenEye, The World Is Not Enough. There were Bond girls there, but I started to realize they did start to tone it down a bit during the later years of Bond. Compared to her, when it started, you had like way out there names like Pussy Galore, man. Like, you name a woman that is crazy, man. You're sitting down and just laughing. Dr. Goodhead, names like that, you just think to yourself like, who's making this up? Some sort of porn company. Is crazy that these things were allowed back then, but you can't really take them out. They're out there now, and unless you're gonna like redub the movie, which, knowing this world, they've done things like that. They would do that. They would redub the movie or slap it with a warning. May have sexual innuendos or something like that. Bosses at Amazon, which acquired the rights to the franchise, now have much. What was I gonna say? How much after purchasing MGM Studio earlier this year for around 1 billion, made the woke changes to the digital posters ahead of its upcoming installment and of the series. This is disastrous. This is James Bond in the wrong hands. Like, I thought like Amazon might be doing some good with their money and everything like that. And I'm thinking to myself, oh my god! Now that I see what they're doing, I'm starting to realize they're gonna make James Bond so woke that the franchise might need to be rested for at least 10 years before they bring it back out of its woke state. I fear for James Bond. I fear for the next installment in James Bond, because it started to go through the past couple of movies started to go through this kind of like wokishness. Where they're trying to have a Bond woman type thing going on. They kind of got there, kind of was like bringing it in, but it kind of stopped kind of short of it. It wasn't too bad, I'm not gonna lie. It wasn't like the worst movie in the world, but you can see what they were trying to do. And I have nothing against. If there was a black Bond, I wouldn't have nothing against it. But then Bond is who he is. You know, he slaps women in the ass. He says man talk. You know, he has his guns, he has his gadgets. But in this day and age, we're evolving as the human race is evolving through X and everything. And everyone talks too much. Everyone complains too much. Things that were okay back in the days now don't look too good. And you got people on the internet, and they'll talk. They'll talk and say, "Hey, yo, this don't look too right. You know, this is highly sexualizing women." And to tell the truth, yeah, it was, but it was for its time. And they tried to evolve Bond, but when you try to evolve something so much to a point where it no longer looks like Bond, that's where we have a problem. And these were there's a guy who would do these drawings and paintings, and then that Photoshop and AI is taking that out. It's gone. This is the world we live in. Like these posters, you normally have someone do the posters for you, or pay a man to do it. This day and age, you can literally type something in. I don't know how AI works. I'm not that competent in it, but I know now that you can actually make a poster in AI, and it will spit something out that someone might have done, and that's the computer thinking for you. And it's dangerous when you have these machines thinking for you, learning from the human race. They start to realize what the problem is. You know what the problem is? The human race is the problem. We're out here warring, killing each other, and they're gonna learn from this. This is like Terminator, you know. I've gone off on a tangent here, man. But man, these are some boring ass pictures. Look at this, it's just boring. It looks like he's staring into nothingness. And then you look at this, man. This looks more exciting. Roger Moore, James Bond. And look at this one there. You got the lady at the side. You got Sean Connery there, and then you have this. Look how boring that is. Here we have again. I think this is this. Octopussy, yeah. We didn't have names like that these days. You got a lot of nuts missing. Well, I think did the AI got that? I think they must have cropped this out. A lot of this is gone now, man. A lot of this is gone. The helicopter. Why would you move out the helicopter? It looks so boring. It looks so boring. And GoldenEye, this looks stupid. They airbrushed out Pierce Brosnan's gun. Like, what's the point? Why? Why would you do this? There's literally a gun in the title, 007 with a gun. So you're gonna have a gun here, but don't have it in his hand. It doesn't make any sense. Please tell me it makes any sense. He looks like he's modeling an invisible wristwatch that doesn't even exist. Like, hey, check my watch out. It's like, oh, it doesn't exist. It was meant to be a gun. They airbrushed it out. Ooh, this is nice. You can tell this was really well done and painted back in the days. And he looked like he's constipated here. I don't know what to make of it. It's hilarious. You see what Spectre's done to this? Cropped him. They cropped him up. They cropped him so he can't see the guns. Oh dear, this is madness. This is very sexualized. I can see why they would get rid of this, but you know, I don't mind women. Yeah, this is bad. This is really bad. I don't know what's going on this planet these days. It is hilarious. Well, at least you can see his eyes colours now, you know. But like, subscribe. I'm out.